Canto Two. So exciting.
Yes, yeah. We're here live today because honestly, the eclipse threw us off a little bit and we forgot what day it was. So we didn't have a video prepared. We thought we would just go live. So we know we didn't warn anyone and we're not really expecting anyone to come talk to us right now. But we are going to read the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 2, Chapter 2. No, Chapter 3. I want to
Chapter
say.
3, yes.
Yeah.
So, before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, one must offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Yeah. We need to start singing the Sanskrit.
We will. We will, all in due time.
Okay.
I'm so ready.
I know.
Canto 2, Chapter 3, Pure Devotional Service, The Change in Heart.
Yeah.
And we'll see how much we do today. We might just do one chapter. We might do two. I guess it just depends.
Yeah, it does depend. I mean, I have to go to work this morning, so I only
Yeah.
have so much time, but
Well, maybe let's just do a solid chapter. I mean, we'll see where
yeah.
we're at when we
Oh,
finish Chapter 3.
yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Okay, so pure devotional service, the change in heart, text 1. Sutta Goswami said, Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, Maharaja Parikshit, as you have inquired from me as to the duty of the intelligent man who is on the threshold of death, so I have answered you. Hare Krishna. I see Debbie Child. Surprise live because we forgot to post a video last night. Okay.
Oh, this is a big one. This
Yeah,
next
this
verse.
7 is really long, and I feel like
This is text 2 to 7.
we're going to learn a lot on this one. Wow.
One who desires to be absorbed in the impersonal Brahma Jyoti effulgence should worship the master of the Vedas, Lord Brahma or Brahpati, the learned priest. One who desires powerful sex should worship the heavenly king Indra, and one who desires good progeny,
Progen-
progeny.
pro- progeny.
There's my, yeah. And what we're going to have to read this over again. And one who desires good progeny should worship the great progenitors called the Prajapatis.
Yeah.
One who desires good fortune should worship Durga Devi, the superintendent of the material world. One desiring to be very powerful should worship fire, and one who aspires only after money should worship the Vasus. One should worship Rudra, the incarnation of Lord Shiva, if he wants to be a great hero. One who wants a large stock of grains should worship Aditi. One who desires to attain the heavenly planets should worship the sons of Aditi. One who desires a worldly kingdom should worship Visvadeva. And one who wants to be popular with the general mass of population should worship the Satyad demigod. One who desires a long span of life should worship the demigods known as Asvini Kumaras, and a person desiring a strong built body should worship the earth. One who desires stability in his post should worship the horizon and earth combined. One who desires to be beautiful should worship the beautiful residents of the Gandharva planet, and one who desires a good wife should worship the Asparas and Uvasi society girls of the heavenly kingdom. One who desires domination over others should worship Lord Brahma, the head of the universe. One who desires tangible fame should worship the personality of Godhead. And one who desires a good bank balance should worship the demigod Varuna. If one desires to be a greatly learned man, he should worship Lord Shiva. And if one desires a good material relation, he should worship the chaste goddess Uma, the wife of Lord Shiva. I'd like for you to read that again.
That's a lot. There's so much in there.
There's so much, but I feel like I could listen to it again and I'd just
Yeah, we can listen to it again. I want to talk about it for a quick second because all week long, I've been reading the Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna's talking about not being attached to things and letting go of the strands of material nature and almost not desiring anything. So it's so interesting that this is what we're reading um, about who to talk to if we desire certain things. Super interesting. So I'm really excited to see what they keep saying about this.
Yeah.
Do you really want me to read that whole thing again?
No, I suppose it's fine.
I think it goes.
I was just kind of choppy when I
Yeah,
was
no,
reading
I
it.
think it's fine. I think it goes on. I kind of flipped through a little bit, and I think he starts to get specific here.
Okay, keep
Of
going
the
then.
God. So in text 8, he says, one should worship Lord Vishnu or his devotee for spiritual advancement and knowledge. And for protection of heredity and advancement of a dynasty, one should worship the various demigods. I was just asking about this at the live, about the different gods and
Yeah.
the different gods.
You
Um,
were foreshadowing what was to come. One who desires domination over a kingdom or an empire should worship the Manus. One who desires victory over an enemy should worship the demons. And one who desires sense gratification should worship the moon. But one who desires nothing of material enjoyment should worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
okay, there we go.
Yeah.
A person who has broader intelligence, whether he be full of all material desire, without any material desire, or desiring liberation, must by all means worship the supreme whole, the personality of Godhead.
So it's like you could worship all these others, right? If you're
Yeah.
wanting like these material things. But for a person with broader intelligence, someone who wants to be a liberated soul, the personality of Godhead.
I mean, is it possible we came down here to these bodies to actually experience material desire?
I mean, for sure,
You
right?
know,
I think do
as to
that
overcome it,
experience,
but
yeah, experience it to become liberated from it,
yeah,
right? I mean, I'm sure there's like I'm sure everyone probably has their own idea of why they're here, you know?
yeah,
But that's what I think. Okay. Text 11. All the different kinds of worshippers of Is it my turn?
yeah.
All the different kinds of worshippers of multi demigods can attain the highest perfection benediction, which is spontaneous attraction unflinchingly fixed upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by the association of the pure devotee of the Lord.
Transcendental knowledge in relation with the Supreme Lord Hari is knowledge resulting in the complete suspension of the waves and whirlpools of the material modes. Wow, I love that. The waves and whirlpools. I feel like I've been in a whirlpool lately.
Hmm.
Such knowledge is self satisfying due to its being free from material attachment. And being transcendental, it is approved by authorities. Who could fail to be attracted?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sanaka said, the son of Vyasadeva, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, was a highly learned sage and was able to describe things in a poetic manner. What did Maharaja Parikshit again inquire from him after hearing all that he had said?
Oh, learn Sutta Goswami, please continue to explain such topics to us because we are eager to hear. Besides that, topics which result in the discussion of the Lord Hari should certainly be discussed in the assembly of devotees.
Hmm.
Yes, let's discuss.
Maharaja Pariksit, the grandson of the Pandavas, was from his very childhood a great devotee of the Lord. Even while playing with dolls, he used to worship Lord Krishna by imitating the worship of the family deity.
I had a little dream this morning about us telling someone that we were devotees of Lord Krishna. That's all I remember. The two of us were like sitting on a couch and we were talking to this person and we were saying, we love Lord Krishna. Yeah.
Special.
Text 16. Sukadeva Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, was also full in transcendental knowledge and was a great devotee of Lord Krishna, son of Vasudeva. So there must have been discussion of Lord Krishna, who was glorified by great philosophers and in company of great devotees. No doubt.
Both by rising and by setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone, except one who utilizes the time by discussing topics of the all good personality of Godhead.
Okay, there we go. I was just saying everyone in the Mahabharata's got to be like 400 years old now from the amount of that is happening to them. And so maybe they're just because they've been discussing and in the presence of Lord Krishna. So
Yeah, they're
is
not. Um, they don't. The
it
rising, the setting of
age
the sun
the same
doesn't
way?
affect them.
Yeah. Do the trees not live? Do the bellows of the blacksmith not breathe? All around us. Do the beasts not eat and discharge semen?
Men who are like dogs, hogs, camels, and asses praise those men who never listen to the transcendental pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna, the deliverer from evils.
Wow. One who has not listened to the messages about the prowess and marvelous acts of the personality of Godhead, and has not sung or chanted loudly the worthy songs about the Lord, is to be considered to possess ear holes like the holes of snakes, and a tongue like the tongue of a frog. Wow. Wow.
Um,
Amazing. What a wow, that's descriptive.
the
Um
upper the upper portion of the body, though crowned with a silk turban, is only a heavy burden if not bowed down before the personality of Godhead, who can award mukti, freedom. And the hands, though decorated with glittering bangles, are like those of a dead man if not engaged in the service of the personality of Godhead Hari.
wow. Wow. I gotta read that again because that's the upper portion of the body, though crowned with a silk turban, is only a heavy burden if not bowed down before the personality of Godhead, who can award freedom. And the hands, though decorated with glittering bangles, are like those of a dead man, if not engaged in the service of the personality of Godhead. It's so interesting. So it's like what we're doing, what we do on earth, how much time we spend doing something besides this. So much
Right.
time. The eyes do not look at the symbolic representations of the personality of Godhead, Vishnu, his forms, names, quality, etc., are like those printed on the plumes of the peacock, and the legs which do not move and and the legs which do not move to the holy places where the Lord is remembered are considered to be like tree trunks.
Wow. The person who has not at any time received the dust of the feet of the Lord's pure devotee upon his head is certainly a dead body. And the person who has never experienced the aroma of the tulsi leaves from the lotus feet of the Lord is also a dead body, although breathing.
Wow, interesting. Certainly, that heart is steel framed, which, in spite of one's chanting the holy name of the Lord with concentration, does not change when ecstasy takes place. Tears fill the eyes and hairs stand on end. Mm, yeah, how do you not? How do you not respond?
O Sutta Goswami, the words are pleasing to our minds. Please therefore explain to us as it was spoken by the great devotee Sukadeva Goswami, who is very expert in transcendental knowledge and who spoke to Maharaja Parikshit upon being asked.
Ah,
Oh,
that's the end of that chapter.
well, shall we do another one? It's only been, that was pretty short.
That was pretty short. Let's definitely do another one. Is there any comments that we can actually read before we go?
Hare Krishna to everybody who's here. Thank you for coming. Have you seen B.R. Chopra's Mahabharat?
I watched a little bit of it. Yes, I did. Have you, Shay?
I watched a little bit of it too.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have.
I have.
And someone says, is God omnipresent?
I think so. I believe so.
I think so too.
Are we doing this to gain subscribers? I don't. You know what it is? It's truly like looking for other devotees. It's that.
Yeah.
It's wanting to I don't know, speak the Lord's name to someone who hears me and understands me. And all around me in America, everyone is something different than that. No one I know except for you and I are talking about this. So that's really why we're here.
Yeah.
And we want to be able to look back later and see our transformational process. And we can already do it. We can already do it.
Yes.
Yeah. Technology may seem old, but the actors are real devotees. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying on the Mahabharata. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, let's,
Hey,
let's go into chapter 4.
the process of creation.
Yeah, okay.
You want to read or was it me? I don't remember.
Um, Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, Canto 2, Chapter 4, Text 1. Sutta Goswami said, Maharaja Parikshit, the son of Uttara, after hearing the speeches of Sukadeva Goswami, which were all about the truth of the self, applied his concentration faithfully upon Lord Krishna.
Maharaja Pariksit, as a result of his wholehearted attraction for Lord Krishna, was able to give up all deep rooted affection for his personal body, his wife, his children, his palace, his animals, like horses and elephants, his treasury house, his friends and relatives, and his undisputed kingdom. So we know he was able to walk away from all of that.
O great sages, the great soul Maharaja Pariksit, constantly wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna, knowing well of his imminent death, renounced all sorts of fruitive activities, namely acts of religion, economic development, and sense gratification, and thus fixed himself firmly on his natural love for Krishna and asked all these questions exactly as you are asking me.
Maharaja Pariksit said, O learned Brahmana, you know everything because you are without material contamination. Therefore, whatever you have spoken to me appears perfectly right. Your speeches are gradually destroying the darkness of my ignorance, for you are narrating the topics.
I beg to know from you the personality of Godhead. By his personal energies, creates these phenomenal universes as they are, which are inconceivable even to the great demigods.
Kindly describe how the Supreme Lord, who is all powerful, engages his different energies and different expansions in maintaining and again winding up the phenomenal world in the sporting spirit of a player.
O learned Brahman, the transcendental activities of the Lord are all wonderful, and they appear inconceivable because they are great endeavors by many learned scholars, have still proved insufficient for understanding them.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I think it takes more than just your understanding to really grasp what's being said. It takes more than your intelligence, more than your brain, I should say, to really
Yeah.
understand what we're reading here. And I feel that. And I think that's part of why we've been having so many dreams and these experiences, because this is how the universe is trying to get us to understand. It's
Yeah.
difficult for our mind to really get this.
Yeah.
And kindly clear up all these doubtful inquiries
Oh,
because
I think you missed one.
oh, yes, I did. The supreme personality of Godhead is one, whether he alone acts with the modes of material nature, or simultaneously expands in many forms, or expands consecutively to direct the modes of nature.
Kindly clear up all these doubtful inquiries, because you are not only vastly learned in the Vedic literatures and realized in transcendence, but are also a great devotee of the Lord and are therefore as good as the personality of Godhead.
Text 11. Sutta Goswami said, when Sukadeva Goswami was thus requested by the king to describe the creative energy of the personality of Godhead, he then systematically remembered the master of the senses, Sri Krishna, and to reply properly, he spoke the
Ooh! Sutta Goswami said, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who, for the creation of the material world, accepts the three modes of nature. He is the complete whole residing within the body of everyone, and his ways are inconceivable.
I again offer my respectful obeisances to unto the form of complete existence and transcendence, who is the liberator of the pious devotees from all distresses and the destroyer of the further advances in aesthetic temperament of the non devotee demons. For the transcendentalists who are situated in the topmost spiritual perfection, he grants their specific destinations.
Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto he who is the associate of the member of the Yadu dynasty, and who is always a problem for the non-devotees. He is the supreme enjoyer of both the material and spiritual worlds, yet he enjoys his own abode in the spiritual sky. There is no one equal to him because his transcendental opulence is immeasurable.
Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the all auspicious Lord Sri Krishna, about whom glorification, remembrances, audience, prayers, hearing, and worship can at once cleanse the effects of all sin of the performer.
Let me offer my respectful obeisances again and again unto the all auspicious Lord Sri Krishna, the highly intellectual, simply by surrendering unto his lotus feet, are relieved of all attachments to present and future existences, and without difficulty progress towards spiritual existence.
Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the all auspicious Lord Sri Krishna again and again, because the great learned sages, the great performers of charity, the great workers of distinction, the great philosophers and mystics, the great chanters of the Vedic hymns, and the great followers of Vedic principles cannot achieve any fruitful result without dedication of such great qualities to the service of the Lord. Wow.
Karata, Huna, Adra, Pulinda, Pulkasi, Abira, Sumba, Yavana, members of the Kasa races, and even others addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord, due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
He is the super soul and the supreme Lord of all self realized souls. He is the personification of the Vedas, religious scriptures, and austerities. He is worshipped by Lord Brahma and Shiva and all those who are transcendental to all pretension. Being so revered with awe and veneration, may that supreme absolute be pleased with me. Ugh, you know how they do such, the questions that they ask are so amazing. Also, the obeisances. I feel like, wow, like a whole chapter of obeisance we'll hear. So,
Yeah.
welcome if you're just joining us. We are episode 2 of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Chapter,
Canto 2, Chapter 4, Text 20.
yeah.
May Lord Sri Krishna, who is the worshipful Lord of the devotees, the protector and glory of all of the kings like Adaka and Vrishni of the Yadu dynasty, the husband of all the goddesses of fortune, the director of all sacrifices, and therefore the leader of all living entities, the controller of all intelligence, the proprietor of all planets, spiritual and material, and the supreme incarnation on earth, the supreme all in all, be merciful upon me.
Yeah. Yeah, we're live because we forgot to post a video last night because we've had an eclipse over here. It's been crazy. And last night we were like, wait, what day is it? Okay, text 21. It is the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who gives liberation. By thinking of his lotus feet at every second, following in the footsteps of authorities, the devotee in trance can see the absolute truth. The learned mental speculators, however, think of him according to their whims. May the Lord be pleased with me. What's the difference between like having the thought of Krishna in your mind at all moments and somebody who just like thinks of him according to your whim? Is that the difference of like someone who always is thinking and always has that thought of the divine in their head versus someone who doesn't think about it until they need it?
I think so.
Remember how I feel like it was in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna was talking about the different types of people that come to the Lord.
Yes,
Like
those in
those
need.
who need something, those who want to know something. Yeah, it's that. So it's like, I wonder, is it is deja vu good or bad? Oh yeah, deja vu. Seriously, what is deja vu?
I don't know, but I've been
But
having it. I've been
wow,
having it
I know, right?
a
What
lot.
is that? I think it's like the whole what timelines are we in? That's another different discussion.
We need a whole deja vu
It's
little
not possible to think about him without
that's
practice.
true.
I have had a song stuck in my head for days, days and days. And it is called Vasudeva. And it's just this person singing that over and over, Vasudeva. It's like Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Yeah. And it's like over and over and over I've been saying it. And I feel like part of that song just ringing in my head is helping me. It's helping me so much because
Mhm.
it's so easy to get so distracted by life. Ugh, so
Distracted right now. I love you too.
yeah.
Namaste. And okay, Canto 2, Chapter 4, Text 22. May the Lord, who in the beginning of the creation amplified the potent knowledge of Brahma from within his heart and inspired him with full knowledge of creation and of his own self, and who appeared to be generated from the mouth of Brahma, be pleased with me.
Be pleased with me. How do you know if the Lord is pleased with you? Like, how do you know if, like, when you say the obeisances and the prayers, is it the feeling you get in your heart? I sort of feel
I
like
haven't thought about
I don't
this. I don't know.
think about that. Like, how do you know if what you're doing, the Lord is pleased? Okay, here are we 23. May the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who enlivens the materially created bodies of the elements by laying down within the universe, and who in his Purusa incarnation causes the living beings to be subjected to the 16 divisions of material modes, which are his generator, be pleased to decorate my statements. Wow, what does that even mean? I'm gonna have to go back to that.
That was, yeah. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Srila Vyasadeva, the incarnation of Vyasudeva, who compiled the Vedic scriptures. The pure devotees drink up the nectarine, transcendental knowledge, dropping from the lotus-like mouth of the Lord.
Wow. My dear King Brahma, the firstborn, on being questioned by Narada, exactly apprised him on this subject, as it was directly spoken by the Lord to his own son, who was impregnated with Vedic knowledge from his very birth.
Oh, that's
Ah,
it.
and yeah,
Okay, so that is very interesting that the process of creation
yeah,
that we just listened to was all obeisances to
yeah,
Lord Sri Krishna. All of it, that whole chapter, almost every single one was like, "Be merciful upon me, please.
yeah.
Be pleased with me. I offer obeisances unto you."
I'm wondering, Debbie's child's question about our statement about only thinking about Krishna when you're scared. I think part of what's happening to us is our eyes are turned toward Krishna over and over and over, and he brings these moments and people and places and things into our life that cause us to turn to him. I sort of feel like this is one of those things that is just causing you and I to turn to him. It's like kind of
Yeah.
crazy that we're doing this on YouTube in the sense of like this is it's kind of a raw experience we're having. It's kind of vulnerable in so many ways that we're trying to process all of these things that Krishna is showing us and teaching us, and we're doing it real time with everybody else, and it's kind of a little bit intense and crazy and awesome, actually. Yeah,
It's such a pleasure. It really is. I think that it just speaks to that this path is for anybody and everybody who's willing to open up their heart to it, I
yeah.
think.
I think deja vu's happen because we have done it before and we do remember, and there's part of our soul that remembers doing it. And I feel like we do cycle, we repeat patterns over and over. So it's like there's something that like turns your eyes toward where the universe wants you to be looking. So I sort of feel like when you have those weird experiences like deja vus, or you meet someone and you're like, I know you. All of that is for a purpose.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, maybe Christian did it. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what keeps happening to us too, is like we keep having these crazy moments where it's like, wow, if I wasn't there, if I didn't look at that, if I didn't see that, if I didn't hear that, I wouldn't even be here. So
Yeah,
how is that? It's all planned. I feel like it's all in the plan.
I think so too. It really does feel like that. And all I can think is just like, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you, unto your lotus feet.
Yeah. Definitely.
And I think someone said, like, there is no, you can't do it without practice. And it's just so true. So I just encourage everyone, like, practice in moments where you're not feeling scared, or practice in moments when you're feeling ecstatically happy, or what, practice in every type of circumstance, and it will come easier and easier. I mean, that's what I've been finding. It's like in these moments throughout my day when I normally wouldn't have my mind fixed on Lord Sri Krishna, that's when I try to, even just saying his name and just like
Yeah.
embodying this energy that of the books that we're reading, and this feeling that I get when I think of him. It changes the whole energy of the space. It does. I was sharing with you yesterday, I did this transcendental, or this transformational breath work I was doing, and I felt like I was turning into atoms. And it's a very similar feeling to when I'm chanting to the Lord. It's like I transcend and I turn, and it's like I'm merging with one. Um, and the struggle is part of it, I think.
Yeah.
Anything that you're struggling with is supposed to show you something. That's how I feel.
I think so too. I think we're presented with the opportunity to mm, be better people, be
Mhm.
more connected. And sometimes we can do it and sometimes we can't. And it's okay, actually. And
Yeah.
that's really the other part is it's almost like a test. They call it in Christianity, not to go to that, but that is my background. They call this our like probation, right? Like when you come to earth, this is your probation. This is like your test. Like, can you put into place all the things that you said you were going to do before you got down here, before you incarnated? you know,
Mhm.
can you do the things? And I sort of feel like the universe presents us the opportunity over and over and over. And Krishna is so patient, I feel
So
like.
patient.
So
And
patient.
that's Oh, I love you, Spruce.
It's
And that's what we're doing, is just like progressing our pure spirit soul. And I think it's so easy to get caught up in like what our avatars are doing, and
yeah.
what they're doing and who they're doing it with. And just like tapping into your own pure spirit soul and remembering that we are just a piece of Krishna. We are is such a it's comforting for me to know.
Yeah. We're reading everything we can, although trying to not personally me, I'm a voracious reader. I will read 5 books at once, and I'm trying to slow myself down and really force myself. And this is part of also how we're doing it this way. So we have read so many things, and we will continue to. But also, it's almost like that dream I had about Sutta Goswami, like giving me like one piece of rice at a time. I don't remember if that was like a meditation or a dream, but he was in
Yeah.
front of me, had a bowl of rice, and he just gave me one grain of rice, and I ate that, and then he gave me another, and then he disappeared, and it was like, okay, that's what it is. It's almost like take it in one bite at a time, one grain of rice at a time.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wish yeah, for sure the age of Kali is pushing us. I think it is. I definitely think it is. And I do think Jesus had 100% faith. I really do. And I still I still believe in Jesus. I still love Jesus. Christianity, that's another thing. It's like what men and women, I guess men, humans, do kind of as far as presenting religion and how Christianity has gone about it with their whole my way or the highway situation has been very much um, not great. I
Yeah.
think it's been awful actually. So I feel like one can isn't Jesus a fractal of Krishna anyway?
Yeah.
One can worship like multiple. And actually, we just read that. And so it's super interesting what we just read in here about all of the different gods that we should be and can talk to and worship if we want certain things. But the message I got was, if I just, not just, but if I am a devotee of Krishna, then it covers everything,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, Jesus is the son of, yeah, it makes, like, I feel like Jesus is Krishna, is
Yeah.
Jesus. You know what I mean? In that same way.
Hmm.
God, we on earth here, we just so confused with religion.
Yeah, somebody asked if we read the autobiography of a yogi, and we hadn't.
Yeah,
But there is, I watched a documentary on Yogananda, and I think that was like such something that really drew people to him, was this idea of like one religion, like all of it is potent. All of it doesn't matter who you're talking to Krishna. Like
I,
you're talking to this, everyone's talking to the same person, and so it doesn't matter actually what your religion is. It just matters that you're worshiping and offering your respectful obeisances unto whoever you believe God to be, or the supreme personality to be. I think that's so powerful, and that's because it's so true. Somebody who loves Jesus, they're no different than us.
yeah,
They're just doing it maybe a little bit differently, or in a way that is um, looks different, right? But it's like it's the same. It's the same feeling, I think.
it is. I think Jesus had a specific mission that he was supposed to be doing. So,
As do
he
all of we
came-
on this.
yeah, as do all of we, as do all of we.
Right? And
Yeah,
you said that the other day. I can't remember what we were talking about, but it can't be much different from what we are doing right now. All of our journeys. If
yeah,
everything is like a mirror, right? There's all these beautiful stories and these people that we're listening to in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the Mahabharat. Like we are all on our missions right now too.
yeah.
And just because we're in a different age and it looks different and it's being executed differently doesn't mean we're not going through the same trials and tribulations. And I mean, I'm just so grateful for these books to remind us to stay on the path throughout this material world that we're experiencing right now. It's
Yeah.
such a gift. It's such a gift that we have these. I mean, it blows my mind sometimes that we have like the instructions right here, just like stacked up,
Yeah, I agree. And it's crazy that this has been on earth this whole time with me and I just now found it. So
right?
I'm like, wow, do people know about this?
Right? It's so crazy. And Devi's Child, I mean, that's the reason that we really wanted to start this podcast, Path to Dharma. That's how the name came about, because we wanted to help people be able to find their Dharma in whatever capacity that is for everybody.
I mean, truly, we're still looking for our mission on earth.
Yeah,
We
yes. And I think we talked a lot last night about just being open to receiving,
Yeah,
like entering that receptive mode. And when you enter that, and I think that has goes hand in hand with worship to the supreme personality, to transcendentalism, right? It will open up to you. It will. It's not, and I think a lot of people think it's hard, and we just have to tell ourselves it's easy.
it's so easy. It's
It's
so
so easy.
I was thinking this morning about recently the energy's been very intense. I mean, the eclipse and all, all of that has been going on. It's been so intense. And I've been having a lot of emotional, I don't want to say turmoil. That's not the right word. A lot of emotions going through my body. And this morning I was walking my dog and I just had this feeling like, wait a second, this is easy. Why am I making it hard? I'm making it hard. I'm making it difficult. I'm telling myself it's difficult. What if I switched it up and I told myself, this is so easy?
Yeah.
you know? So I do feel like part of what we're reading is allowing us to rise above a little bit.
Mhm.
And I think that's
It's like
part.
the big zoom out. I
Yeah.
I just keep having that experience where something happens, people come to me and like, "Oh, this," it's like chatter, and I'm like, "Alright, zoom
Yeah.
out, like, this will be fine.
Right. I mean,
Everything will be fine." And I feel that way because I have this connection to Krishna, and I know that he's going to, guide me to exactly, even if it's hardship, We read in there, was it Queen Kunti who said, "I would do this again and again and again."
yeah,
Just to see your face. Um, yes, we already read
we
Canto
did.
1.
We did. We read that. We did. And I feel like as we keep reading, I keep thinking, wow, I'm learning so much and I can't believe what's left.
I know.
I'm like stunned. I don't even know what to think about what we're gonna be reading. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I feel that whole thing about being between bliss and depression, and I almost feel like it's almost like one continuum. Does that make sense? It's almost like one entire these moments you have of like bliss and ecstasy, and then you're in the depths of depression. Part of it is because you notice how you're not feeling great. That's what the depression almost feels like. It's like the lack
Mm-hmm.
of like the ecstasy, the bliss, like the peace
Mm-hmm.
in your heart. Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
some breath work. Do some breath work is powerful. And yes, I do believe that Prabhupada uh, deserves a lot of respect. I
Yeah.
do. I wouldn't have this book right here in front of me if it wasn't
We
for him.
wouldn't have that without him for sure. He had a mission on earth and he definitely did it.
Yes, and it's inspiring. It
Sure.
really is. All right. Well, thank you all for being here with us. We, yeah, until next time, right? Next Wednesday, we'll drop another one, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
We don't have another Krishna fan club until the first Saturday of May. And hopefully let's go live again sometime soon. I love going live for this reason.
Yeah. This is what I feel about that those moments, those extreme moments of like pain and heartbreak that we're in. That's for us. It's for us to know ourselves. And it's for us to be able to notice later when we don't have that, like how good it is. So don't get too like this too shall pass. It's
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean? It's that whole thing on um, don't give up
Mhm.
because it's temporary, and we're meant to feel those moments of depth, of depression and sadness. We're meant to because that's part of why we incarnated here on earth to feel the depth of feeling. And we can't feel the bliss and ecstasy and joy until or unless we feel depression and sadness and grief because it's the contrast. So actually, it's all a gift. And it's hard to look at it as a gift when you're in the pain.
Yeah.
It is. But it's the strength that you get from it when you get over it.
Mm,
And it's the things that happen that maybe then you're able to share with someone else and be like, you know what? Yeah, I felt that. And it's okay. You're going to be okay. You know, it's okay.
mhm.
If you can get up, if you can look up, you can get up. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
And we'll keep associating with the devotees of Lord Sri Krishna, and this is going to lift all of our vibrations.
Yeah.
Oh, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. You're not destroying anything,
No,
actually.
um,
All is one anyhow.
just blessings to you and prayers and love and healing to everyone. To everyone. We're so grateful to have a moment of association with you, to be honest. We're so grateful. So I'm about to go to work. So um, you all have a beautiful rest of your day. Hare Krishna. We will see you next time.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.